Hello everyone and welcome back to another Pony&Wolf Productions video. My name is Visual Pony and today we are reading the story Children of the Sun by Cirrus Sky. I think I have actually started to record this story before, but then my body really didn't like me and I had to stop. But now let's continue and actually finish recording this, you know? It also has a very nice like-dislike ratio, 66 likes and 1 dislike at the time of this recording. I kinda like that. I'm actually just going to give some there. Now we are at 67. So, now there's also this amazing list of those amazing people who keep donating to this channel and actually give us a little bit of a food budget. So, without further ado, let's get into the meat of the story after I reminded you that there's a merch store down below and of course a link to our Patreon, through which you can get amazing merch in the link of the merch store, of course, and of course, downloads to all of the stuff that we are doing and will ever do and have ever done on our Patreon. And now, without further ado, let's get into the meat of the story because I know I am annoying you a great deal by now. Sunrise is not quite here. Sunset woke alone in bed, the haze of sleep in her mind leaving her confused for a beat. Why was she alone? What had woken her? There was some urgency in her, though. A need to get up. Instinct had her moving before sound registered to her sleep-addled brain. There was a shrill wail of an unhappy baby. Sunset stood by the crib when she was finally fully awake and aware of what she was doing. "Oh, hush, baby, Mama's here," she said, loud enough to be heard over the noise. "Oh, my Meridian, hush now." She reached in to lift the squealing bundle and almost at once the baby's cries petered down to whimpers. It had come naturally to her, handling the tiny baby, soothing upsets and calming frustrations. Even without her particular talent, she simply knew what was needed. She'd also been fine with holding such a delicate and valuable being, none of the worries or concerns that sometimes plagued the new parent coming to mind. "See, baby girl, Mama's got you," Sunset cooed, resting the tiny form against her shoulder and jigging her a little. "Now what is the problem, huh?" Something had to have awoken the baby, but there was no telltale smell or feel that meant it was changing time. She wasn't pouting her lips and twitching her chin in search of food, and there was no rumble of uncomfortable gas that would need help to expel. The temperature in the room and the baby felt just right. But Sunset had more than an inkling as to the issue. Meridian was restful now, held close against Sunset's shoulder, head cradled against her neck. "Lonely, were we, baby girl? That makes 2 of us." A tiny sigh was her reply, a chubby cheek pressed against her skin, snuggling closer. Smiling, Sunset returned to the bed, arranging the pillows so that she could sit comfortably and hold the baby. Skin-to-skin contact was a great comfort, and there was only so long she could indulge in this before her little girl would be too big. It wasn't often that it only the 2 of them either. Sunset having to share, sometimes grateful, sometimes feeling a little selfish and wanting the baby all to herself. But they hadn't been anywhere since the birth of their little bundle of joy, and it had been necessary for one of them to take this overnight trip. Sunset had stayed behind, even if she'd wished they could all be together. It would be too stressful for them all, just for the sake of a little professional showing to keep everyone happy. Settled on the bed, she shifted the baby a little and was treated to the slightest yowl as Meridian moved, only to stop when Sunset rested her against her collar. Downy soft hair brushed under her chin. At 6 months old, little Meridian had beautiful tufts of pastel-streaked hair. She was a touch lighter toned than Sunset in skin tone, but her hair was almost a match to her godmother's, bar a few more streaks of vanilla yellow breaking up the array. The little soft patch where she rubbed her tiny head when she lay was still smooth though. It was a little favorite of Sunset's to smooth with a finger to comfort her child. "That's better, isn't it, Meridian, Snuggled close to Mama?" Sunset whispered. She lifted a hand to gently brush a finger over smooth skin, from the little patch at the back of her head across to a chubby cheek. One finger that was suddenly grabbed by a small but strong hand. Alert, Charto's eyes locked onto hers and a gummy smile appeared. "Hey there, baby girl." Sunset smiled back, still amazed that this tiny human was hers. Her family, no matter what. A gurgle came in answer and Meridian kept tight hold of Sunset's finger. "All awake even though it is late," Sunset teased, using her free hand to boop Meridian's button nose. "But we've got to sleep, baby, to be ready for the day." She angled herself to kiss a tiny forehead. "Okay, so you can sleep whenever you want to because you're too cute to deny. But Mama needs to be awake and Mama needs some sleep." Meridian replied with a huge yawn for such a small person, making Sunset chuckle. "See that? You're sleepy too." She smoothed her finger across Meridian's cheek again and was rewarded with another yawn and cute lip smacking. A lullaby was probably in order, but Sunset couldn't think of anything traditional to sing. This late at night and still pretty tired, she couldn't really think of any of the cutesy songs for children. Honestly, Meridian seemed most interested in the sound of her voice and the tone of her words more than the song. It was only others who would have an opinion about lyrics. A certain snippet of song came to mind, one Sunset loved and unashamedly applied to herself. Gently rocking Meridian, she started to sing. "You hold on to me, hold on to me." Just a rendition of the chorus. This late and with Meridian actually sleepy, the whole song wasn't needed. "We are the children of the sun." She trailed off. Little even breath against her skin told her that the baby was asleep. It had only taken the chorus and a repeat paired with a gentle rocking motion to send Meridian back to dreamland. "Good night, baby girl," Sunset whispered, standing carefully so as not to disturb her. Gently laying Meridian in her crib, Sunset arranged the blankets just so. It wasn't long to dawn and a new day. Enough time for her to get a little more sleep before starting their day properly. By the next night, their little family would be whole again. Getting back into bed, Sunset arranged it so she could lay and look at the crib, watching Meridian sleep. Sunset fell asleep smiling. I'll be singing you songs of tomorrow. Author's note. First off, I left Meridian's full parentage and Sunset's partner intentionally ambiguous. This is a story of Sunset and her baby, not shipping or for shipping. Heat or not. I'm still undecided as to whether she carried the child in this little universe I wrote. I wanted a study of Sunset and the tiny person she is responsible for. Babies have been a big part of my life, oldest child of many after all. And some of my good memories are of chilling with the then smallest sibling or soothing them to sleep when they were cranky for want of a nap. It is when they get bigger that they are a problem. This whole idea came to me as my colleague has returned to work from parental leave and a song I enjoyed turned up on my music player. Poets of the Fall, Children of the Sun. Go look it up. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed this.
It is once again time for comment time with me, Luna, the comment kitty. Like and subscribe so that my can openers can buy me more amazing toys and treats. Sometimes I allow them to buy some food and stuff for themselves too, but only after I had my own share first. Also don't forget the merch store and the Patreon in the description down below. That way you can get stuff earlier or support the channel and get amazing merchandise. To be quite honest with you, I find this story kind of sweet, but it also leaves a lot of questions. According to the author's notes, that was on purpose, and I must admit that it was handled very tactfully. We have seen a lot of stories here where it wouldn't have been handled this way. I think the author did a wonderful job here, and that you all should go over there and give them a thumbs up. Now go away, there is an app with my name on it.